Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of From the Minds of Raging Brats. I'm Heather.
And I'm Ashley. I have a
Hi.
hard time, I guess, when people, especially with my parenting, when they're like, you need to do it this way, and I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine. And then they're like, no, you need, and then they start to insist on it. I'm like, especially like, I love you, Mom, but like, she does certain things, and I'm like, you mean like when I was a kid? And aren't I just such a well-adjusted, happy fucking individual? It's like, okay, so we're not gonna do it that way.
Yeah. I don't know. There's still some things that I don't agree with abuse or whatever,
no.
but there's still some things like I'm seriously considering whooping this kid's ass if he keeps his disrespectful mouth up.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's going to inpatient, and I know that, like, we've already got the referrals going, and all the stuff's in motion for that. We know he's going to go to court on those charges, so he may or may not face some juvenile time, too. He will definitely be on probation.
Oh, yeah.
But he still, like, needs this attitude adjustment that really only comes with
An asshole.
an asshole,
Yeah.
like a serious belt, and he's never had any real punishment like that, so he doesn't understand, and he likes to talk so tough. Like the other day,
yeah.
and his brother was here, and he upset him so bad because he was telling me, well, oh yeah, you know I like spanking, so go ahead and spank me. You're just gonna make me like it even more. And I'm like, trust me, this spanking, you will not like it.
Yeah. Difference.
And my oldest son is just shaking his head, and he's like, that kid doesn't know what a spanking is. Like, and he opened up about how abusive his dad was with Belt, and I just heartbroken for him, and then appalled at my youngest, because like,
Yeah.
you have zero concept, and I want to fuck you up so bad because of the way you are behaving, that because I want to, I can't even be around you right now. I need to go take a chill pill and take a breather, because it won't just be a spanking if I come at you right now, because you're being such an ass and things are so raw. I'll end up whooping the shit out of you.
The thing is like, his adjustment might not come with an ass whooping. His adjustment might come in a center where nobody gives a fuck about him. Literally.
Yeah, well, I am hoping that when he gets up to inpatient and residential, and he starts working the program, and because they have horses up there, and he really likes horses and he loves nature,
Yeah.
that they will get him focused on being in nature, working with horses, connecting him with 4-H down here.
Yeah.
So
4-H is amazing down here. Like, they do awesome things.
so that he can get, like, we may not have him, but the horses and stuff, but he could go work with other families, ranch families, and he could do something for himself without all these assholes that he keeps hanging out with.
Yeah. And unfortunately, like, and God forbid any underage person is watching this, but everyone says you are who you hang around. My mom said it constantly, and my mama, she could spot somebody that was going to fuck me over or hurt me before I ever could. And she would tell me, like, lost my train of thought there.
She told you about your friends.
Oh yeah, my friend, she's like, and the more you're around them, the worse it's gonna get, the more problems you're gonna have, and blah blah. And I was like, that's my friends. And the type of friends that I had back then, like, they weren't the type of friends you just walked away from. Like, But I thought they were my friends. Like, and I did better the second I was away from them. And then the second I came back, they didn't let me stay away. Like, and I was right back into doing my stupid shit. Like, and my mom's like, really? All that time, all that suffering, all the shit you went through, to go right back to what? Being homeless, being stressed out, fucking being so drunk that you hope it's a bush you're falling into to go to sleep? Like, that's what you want? And I, as young and dumb, I was like, they're my friends. I have to be there for my friends. My friends are always there for me. I did not realize, no, they fucking weren't.
Nope.
No. Like, I'm not friends with a single person from that time period in my life. I have gone to the extreme of cutting damn near everybody from my past out of my life. Like, Heather knows, like, I'm my friend B, who's my brother as far as I'm concerned, and I have Heather, like, and Heather wasn't my friend way back then, like, but I just can't even associate, like, with it. Like, there's so many people from my past I see now on the streets, and it fucking breaks my heart to see the condition they're in, but I know I would have been right there with them if I would have kept being around them.
I'm kind of glad I didn't keep touch with people that I grew up with, really, because when I do hear about them here and there, it's usually they're not doing good or they've passed away.
Yeah,
and
that's a big one. Like, a lot of them have passed away.
So it just, I am in a place where I'm trying to connect with people that have a growth mindset.
Yeah.
And that whether it be their energy, something some skill they possess that I can learn from, something that we can contribute to each other. That is what I'm trying to connect with, a circle of friends with.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to have friends that I can be goofy with, go drink with, go camping with, go party or whatever, do all the things that you would do with your friends. But also that those people aren't just party friends. They're friends that are there in the good times, the bad times, that help you grow, that want to see you succeed just as much as you want to see them succeed. I just don't have a lot of energy left for small-minded people. Yeah.
Well, I think when I started really cutting people off, I had a best friend named Raven. And I realized he was only happy for me when I was doing bad. And whenever I would go and do something better, he would get pissed off and want nothing to do with me and give me an attitude. Like, and it got to the point I was like, you just want to feel like you're superior to me in some way. And every time I do better, and not even just better than you, like, but better for me, you're upset. And I was like, and that's exactly what I do not want in my life. Anybody that can look at one of my successes and get angry that I'm succeeding doesn't need to be around me.
No.
And that can be friends, family, I don't care. Like, y'all may not know me really well, but I'm real good at cutting people off. Like, I can literally one day be like, you were my sitter and whatever, and because something happened, and I'm like, and that relationship, that chapter, that whatever is now done, never to be reopened, never to be touched again. Like,
same mental funerals.
Yep. Yeah. And like,
you are now deceased.
Some of those people get mad. Like, one of them in particular, like, from what I hear, like, she's still a little irritated that we're friends, and I'm like, why? It does not matter. Like, she got over it, and then she got upset back with me again because I was like, I choose not to forgive you. Like, and that's one of the parts that I don't think you realize, but I choose not to forgive you. Like, accept your apology, and that's great. But you broke something, and I'm not willing to fix it. And got very upset. And I was like, I don't understand why people get upset when you choose not to forgive them.
Because that's not the answer they were looking for, and they haven't done enough healing work on themselves to understand that you can heal and you can do better, and that doesn't mean that people have to accept your apology or forgive you or let you back in their life.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think I say this a lot, but Tupac Shakur, he said it best. Just because I don't want you to eat at my table doesn't mean I want you to starve. Or as you say, I wish you well and well the fuck away from me.
That's me. I really do want you to eat at your own table, and I hope it's magnificent. Just anywhere away from me, somewhere where I don't ever have to see, hear, or know of it, because I don't care.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, some of these people I cut off, like, I'd known my whole fucking life. I watched them grow up. And I think a lot of them were like, we have such a bond that we'll eventually be friends again, or we'll eventually talk again. And I am not that type of person.
Well, I also had an old friend that her daughter got sick, and I helped set up a foundation for.
Yeah.
And donations, and because the final check to close the account when I had to move away because of urgent situation, and she couldn't get to the bank with me before I moved, so after I moved, we were trying to figure out, and the bank said just send her a check for the balance of the account, and after 90 days it'll close. And so I did, but somehow it got lost in the mail, and it took like 2 weeks to get to her.
Yeah.
How? I don't know, but you know as well as I do, the mail does weird crap. Constantly. Years later, after like death threats and stuff from her family, like serious stuff, she messaged me and like wanted my forgiveness and wanted to be friends again, and I was like, well, I do forgive you. I forgave you back then, but I don't want to be friends again.
Yeah, you broke a huge thing, and you don't get to just say sorry and it be magically fixed.
Yeah, that was a hard one for me, because like we were really good friends for a lot of years.
Yeah.
But I can love you to pieces, but once you break trust with me, and especially if you've done it more than once, because it was her third breach of trust with me. Especially if you've done it repeatedly, and I've forgiven you and given you the opportunity. No, I don't keep opening myself up to people like that. No. You're not my people if you need that many chances to not betray me. Exactly.
And that's a big thing for me. Like, I am such a loyal person to a fucking fault at points, and I will do anything for my people. But that's also why I don't keep very many people around me, because it does hurt so bad when it happens, and I will cut you the fuck off, like, because I'm not willing to put myself through that. I shouldn't have to.
Especially if you know me.
Yeah.
On that intimate level, you know.
Oh, one of the things I say all the time. I'm like, you fucking know I'm crazy. You're gonna do some shit to make me act crazy, like. But I'm the one with the fucking certification, and fuck you. Like, that seems a little crazy to me. Knowing how I'm gonna react,
you did it
and
anyway.
Doing it, and then being like, you're fucking crazy. Like, you knew. I told you. It's not like I was hiding it.
Don't care about your feelings.
Like, and it's not like I try to hide it. Like, I am very open. Like, the shrink says I'm nuts. I don't see her very often anymore. Like, I'm still working on myself, but you know what? I ain't a completed project yet. Okay?
A work in progress.
Yes, there's still some upper restoration going on right now.
Oh, good. That was fucking good.
You know, but all I can do is be honest, and then these people are like, oh, how cute, the little girl thinks she's crazy, until it's the middle of the fucking night, and I am screaming my head off, and it's not okay anymore, and I'm like, you did this thing that I told you, like, 8 fucking times not to do, and now I'm gonna make you stop.
You're like, and now I'm the crazy one?
Yeah. And I'm like pretty open about, like, you're pushing the crazy button.
Seems like I'm the same one because I told you logically what would happen if you did XYZ, and then it's like seeing a nuclear button that's gonna set off all the nuclear power or warheads in the planet. If you hit that button and then going bing 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 bing,
and then stopping and be like, why is everything exploding?
Your fault.
Well, it's like, I did have an ex and he literally did not believe I was crazy. He's like, whatever, every chick says they're crazy, like, whatever. And I'm like, come on, you're gonna meet my shrink. And he's like, what? I was like, come on. And I was like, tell him. She's like, what? I was like, tell him the things, the fucking diagnosis is, and then tell him what that means. And he's like, by the end of it, he's like, I told you.
I gave fair warning. I don't feel bad for you.
And at that point, like, something clicked inside my brain because I had to go to that level to, like, show him I'm actually not mentally healthy, and I really wasn't back then either. Like, it, like, flipped something. I was like, oh, so now I'm just gonna fucking prove I'm crazy now. You heard it from the lady, and now I want you to. And I wasn't mature enough at that point to just be like, we should break up. No, I had to make him want to leave.
You're like, I will wreck your life.
Yeah, there's a song called God Sent Me as Karma.
Yeah.
I found that song right about that period of my life. It was like my mantra for months. But again, therapy, lots of inner work. I'm not that level anymore. It's still there though. I'm not gonna, like, put pinpricks in your brake line so it naturally deteriorates while you're going down a hill, or put Jello in your gas tank, or convince your daughter that the monster under her bed is real and her daddy's working with it. You know, I don't do that shit anymore, but you know, it's always there just in case. I said I wasn't a good person. Like, as I sit here trying to convince myself it's okay that I'm crazy. It's okay.
I'm just sitting here thinking about the terrified little girl in her bed.
She wasn't a nice little girl. Annabelle.
Sorry, I was trying to be
Like, I
crazy.
don't usually say shit about people's kid, but this kid at 8 years old should have been in a psychiatric unit legitimately. She needed help, and she was fucked up.
Well, my kid's going to a psychiatric unit, so.
Oh, well, also, by the end of the relationship, I was like, your dad needs to be in a psychiatric unit too, and I think I know why you are the way you are.
Oh, God.
I was like,
You know my kid's
each
newest
other.
one? I'm doing EMDR to prove that nothing's happened to me abuse-wise so that I can prove it to you you're wrong.
Okay.
I'm like, I certainly hope that you can prove that nothing happened to you.
Right.
That would make my whole
Right?
life.
Like, that would make me so happy. I don't know why you think that would spite me.
And he's just looking at me and I'm like, he really doesn't understand that his mother fucking loves the hell out of him and is
No.
only here to protect him.
No.
Like, I truly wish that like it was soon enough that nothing happened to him, and that my worst fears are just that, because he never did disclose what happened. So
Yeah.
you know, maybe, and we've said this since the beginning, that maybe
But it was
just
worth
the
risk.
grooming just the grooming happened. But based on his answers at the time, we were pretty sure something happened.
Yeah, and it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, so the fact that he's like, I pray every freaking day that you find out that your life has been nothing but peaches and roses.
Right? That would be amazing, because then I'm wrong. And that means you have even less of a reason to be an ass.
Uh-huh.
I don't think he's realized that part, but...
No, but I just... And I don't even care about that part. I just... The idea that he would have skipped the curse of our family of...
That type of bad shit happening.
It elates me. That makes my heart sing with joy. And he's just over here like...
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick it to the man over here.
I'm 15 and I want to be right and you to be wrong, and I don't care what it's about.
I'm just like, oh man, please save us, both of us, because I love this kid to death. And if he ever fucking understand, it's like he's like, I can't wait till I have kids of my own so I can raise them better than you.
Oh God.
I hope so. I hope you're 10 times the parent I am.
Yeah, like, I was not that kid, because even at a young age, I was like, I'm never having children. They destroy your lives. They make you miserable. They turn you into an alcoholic. You hate life after them. And then I grew up, I was like, not all parents are like that. Some actually fucking enjoy their children. Like, my mom was just a little bitter when she was younger. And that's what they told her too. It's not like that was just shit she came up with. That's what she was told too. Being a parent makes you miserable and hateful. Why wouldn't it? And now I'm a parent. I'm like, being a parent made me a better person. It made me more loving. It made me gentler. It made me aware that people could give a fuck that much about something minutes old.
It also teaches you how to take somebody else's feelings besides your own into consideration.
Yeah. It's teaching me compromise right now. Told us all about compromise. And my mom thinks it's fucking great, because I was the loophole child. Fine. Tell me exactly what the rules are. Got it. She didn't say this. We're gonna go like... me and that, and like, oh, but I don't like that, let's compromise. And then by the end of the compromising, she'd be like, what the fuck just happened? Like, Sokota's trying to do it now, and I'm like, I don't compromise with terrorists. I don't. You are a foreign entity trying to invade the lands, change the laws. I was like, these laws have been set before you were born. You don't change laws for foreigners. I'm not a foreigner. You're not elite. But no, like, I am compromising a lot more than I ever thought I would. Like, when I first had him, I like, my rules are gonna be my rules. Everything I say is gonna go. He's gonna eat every meal I make. And he's never gonna bitch.
Yeah, right.
That's a hard wake-up call, man.
I was gonna say, that was a dream.
Yeah. I think it's every teenager having babies dream that their kids are going to listen to them, because they're automatically going to be so much better than their parents were. Like, but no, it's like, he sits down, like, I want this to happen. And he's like, all right, that's reasonable, but I also want this.
I think that is why for so many generations in the world, young women were having babies, getting married and having babies, because by the time they fucking started menstruating and having this holier than thou attitude, their mamas were like, all right,
got you.
it's time. It's time for you to find out what the real world's like, sweet cheeks.
Yeah, you don't like the way I'm doing this? I think it's about time for you to be married. And poor girl, even then they're like, married? No. What do you mean? I'm like 12.
Well, you got your big britches now. You're a woman. Remember, you just told me you're a woman. Women get married.
And have children and sit at home all day long. They don't get to go have fun no more. Like,
they clean house, they cook, and they rock screaming babies that they feed from their own teat.
And you do what your husband says.
And you make yourself available for him when he wants it.
Yeah, even if you just have that screaming baby. Yeah, like, I get it. And now I get why it's more common for women to even be 25 and be like, kid? I'm a fucking kid. I ain't got that figured out. No. Like, I was told I would never be able to have kids. And I also, so that made me also not want them. So, but when Lakota came on, I was like, they said this wouldn't happen. And I was like, I fucking told you it would.
That's what I said with the last two. They told me I couldn't have this anymore. That this not happen. Why it happened? And then with Bear, I was like, I even on birth control. Somebody explain this to me. I think you're broken.
Yeah, I know this woman. I swear to God, she takes a birth control when she wants to get pregnant. She's like, any other time I can. And whatever I want, and never got pregnant on day one. Then she's like, but I wanted my cramps to be under control when I was like 22. She's like, so I got on birth control. 2 weeks later, got knocked up. She's like, that's weird. Got off of it. She had a kid, really didn't want to have it anymore. Like, instantly pregnant. Got off of it for like health reasons. Got back on a different kind of birth control, pregnant. She's like, so I just don't take that shit. It like turns my ovaries on or something. Like, I don't fucking know.
I would be about that too. I'd be like, excuse me, pardon me.
You gave me the wrong pill, right? It's
we
like,
have a problem.
Like, they're right next to each other on the shelf, huh? Fuckers. Yeah, but still never wanting kids, never any of that. I still thought I could parent a kid better than, like, my mom, who basically knew. She's like, I'm gonna have to have a kid at some point. It's gonna happen. Like, not me. I'm never gonna have kids. But I still know you're parenting wrong. I don't want to fucking do that, but you're doing it wrong. And then I had a kid, and like, still, even when I'm far away from my mom, like, I'll randomly call this woman and be like, sorry. She's like, fuck, what did you do? I'm like, no, nothing new. That shit. There are some things that were said and were done that may not have been called for. Sorry. She's like, so what'd your kid do today? I was like, piss me off! I remember that feeling. Like, what do you mean? I'm 30 years old and still fucking pissing you off.
Yeah, there's that.
I don't think that part ends.
No, I'm sure that I piss my mom off still. And I know there's days when she pisses me off, but it is what it is. Like, we move through it. Usually, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, if I'm pissed off, I'm like, I don't know if this is like something I should actually be pissed off about, or if it's emotional overwhelm from everything else that I'm stressed out about in life. So I'm gonna take a breather, and then if I'm still pissed off in 5 minutes, then I'll figure out if I need to have a conversation or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would literally take 5-minute breaks now for myself, mental breaks, where I'm just like, I'm not gonna engage in this for 5 minutes, and if I still feel this heated, then we'll figure where that's going out then. But typically, after 5 minutes, I'm like, what was I even mad about?
Yeah. I just, if I get too angry, too sad, like whatever, I'm like, I'm just gonna walk outside and hit my little
Choke
snail. Like 5 minutes later, I'm like, fuck, it's irritating, but I'm not angry anymore. Or I'm sad, but I'm not blubbering all over myself uncontrollably. Like, it helps me process, this helps me process my emotions, I feel, a lot, because it doesn't let the emotion overtake me. I can sit there and feel the feeling without it drowning me. That's probably not the right way to put it, but that's how it feels.
No, Sounds pretty accurate.
Mm.
I think that's another reason why I really want my person, because like there are days that I just want to be like, okay, the world is falling apart, and you know what? Nothing can fix it right now. It just needs to fall apart, and then I'll put the pieces back together. But while it's falling apart, can you just like rail the fuck out of me while you're choking me, like slam me against a wall maybe,
So I can completely forget about said problems.
tell me all the dirty things that I am. And yeah, like make me forget about the current moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do the same.
Yeah.
And then when we're done and everything's fallen apart, then I will get a shower and start working on the solution.
Yeah. See, I don't know, like, I think my ex, like, really broke something in me in that regards. Like, whenever I break up with somebody, I spend years single. That's just how I prefer to do it. But usually after a while, like a year or two, I like start to like romanticize the idea, I guess, of relationships in my head. I'm like, that would be nice. Like, it's been 5 years. It's very rare. Like every once in a while, I'm like, that'd be nice. And then it goes away. I'm like, I'm hungry. Something. Maybe I need to get food. I don't know.
I had a nice little afternoon tryst the other day. It was kind of nice that I just got a text and was like, hey, I'm working close by. You got time? I got time. I have this amount of time. That's perfect. But again, that's where it comes in glaringly how much I want to not have it be a friend with benefits, but rather my person. That it's like, okay, well, I've got this time for my lunch break, whatever, but I'll see you tonight.
Yeah.
Not who knows when I'm gonna see you again. I'm just like,
yeah.
And it's not that I want a relationship with that guy, because I don't. Like, I don't think we are compatible relationship wise. Sex wise, yeah, but relationship wise, first of all, the man never speaks unless we're engaged in intimacy. And I'm like, wait, what?
That's when you should shut up.
I personally don't like to talk when I'm engaged in intimacy. Unless it's a scene. Yeah. And then we got specific roles, so yeah, I'm gonna be speaking, but otherwise, like, I don't want to. The sounds that come out of me are natural, organic, because things are hitting the right spots. I'm not trying to have a
conversation.
Yeah, but like, he talks, and I'm like, it's so funny because he'll tell me that he thinks that I'm holding back, and I'm really not. I'm just literally distracted and confused.
Not now, bro.
I'm like, wait, I can't focus on making that happen when you're talking me through how I feel on the inside, because I already know how I feel on the inside.
Oh no. No. That makes me uncomfortable, and it ain't happening to me.
It doesn't make me uncomfortable. It just confuses me and makes me distracted, and then I can't focus on what we're trying to accomplish.
Usually I don't feel like I'm prude, but I'm sitting here like,
I've gotten so comfortable with myself that literally the other day I was looking up, watching him watch all of me, just all the things he was doing, and he was just like, woo, woo, and I'm just looking at him, and I'm just like, okay, that's cool, bro.
Wow.
People are like, you what? I was comfortable. I mean,
what?
I was getting what I wanted out of the deal, so if he wanted to get an up close view, and man, Princess, you stink. I think this dog's over here ripping ass on me because like twice I have gotten hit with a blast of funk. But no, it was really, really amazing to me how comfortable after he left. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, normally, like the lights on midday, full sun, no, like, and like just looking at me, especially because of the weight.
Yeah.
Like just looking at me and watching all of me while we're doing it would have made me uncomfortable. But I was like, actually, I am enjoying looking at the look on your face and how happy you are right now. Because how happy you are is making me happy.
Yeah. But that makes sense. You're an empath. It would make sense you would need to see enjoyment or whatever with your partner.
It helps me focus, but I don't necessarily need to hear about it the whole time.
No.
I don't mind, like, here and there, like, you know.
Yeah, of course. Like, but I don't want to have a conversation with you.
I want to have a conversation, not then.
Yeah.
I want to have a conversation before or after. A long conversation. But then he is silent. Like, silent. And I am like, that is the number one thing for me that would never work out in a relationship with you, because I need to talk to my partner. I need to, and you know I can talk. So if I have a silent partner, I will literally go stir crazy in my own head.
Yeah. You need somebody just as talkative as you.
Yeah, I'd be sitting there with my ChatGPT next to his head.
I can fucking see you doing it. ChatGPT, why does this moron not know how to conversate? Why is his only skill located between his legs?
That's not
You don't know
his
either?
skill, actually. It's just talking is not his strong suit.
Yeah.
And he's really cute. Like, it's not that. It's just, he just doesn't talk at all. And I need that. I need my person to have conversations with me a lot.
I used to remember your sister getting so irritated when we would sit on the porch and talk, because she'd just be like, she never talks. And all you guys do is talk. Like, she doesn't talk. And I was like, I'm quiet when I need to be quiet. It is my natural state of being is silent and observing. I was like, but that's not a good thing, just so you know. Like, that is a state of survival. I enjoy talking to her.
You remember how frustrated she'd get that I would just sit over that other room, just in my little corner, quietly smoking or interacting with Snapchat?
Yep.
And she's like, come sit, come talk. Nope. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk if you have nothing good to say. And
I don't want to talk about other people.
that, and I also don't want a one-sided conversation.
This is true.
Like it, and sometimes I know, because I get overwhelmed, that I have to consciously think about that and be like, oh, I am dominating the conversation here, and I have to stop and be like, hey, how's your day going? And it's not that I don't care, it's just that I'm so overwhelmed, and then I remember, hey, that's not proper friend or companion etiquette. You need to slow back, give them a chance to talk, and then you can continue. But like, at least show that you care.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a very quiet person. I enjoy talking to the people I enjoy talking to. Like, and this is such a trait that I guess people thought I might be autistic when I was younger. Because I don't like you. Why would I speak to you?
Based on my IQ, I'm pretty sure that qualifies me. They just need to get me a test.
If you do have autism, you're very high functioning.
Yeah, but they're finding lots of people on the spectrum that are higher functioning than me.
Yeah.
that literally had no clue they could even be autistic, and they are autistic. It's just that there are, like I said, I've had several therapists point out the ADHD and the autism. They just don't want to pay for testing for adults. And they don't want to prescribe stimulants for adults if they can avoid it.
Which makes sense.
Yes and no. Because adults have to function. We have to actually pay the bills and work. And if ADHD, if 3 therapists can tell me this is severely impacting your life, that you're untreated for this,
Yeah.
then it shouldn't be that hard to get me on. And if what pisses me off is, okay, so don't start me on stimulants. If you think that stimulants is an issue, start me on other things. But if once I exhaust your other things, if it's still not working, then why are we hesitating?
Oh, I just said it makes sense that they don't want to do it. They should be doing it, and there should be a protocol after so long of how to get that implemented in adults. I get that they might be nervous, they don't know everybody's history, they don't want people to think, oh, we're just throwing drugs at it like they used to in the 90s. But, like you said, if you've gone through all the other avenues, you've done the things then yes, there should be a way and a process to get it done for adults. An easier process.
Yeah, I definitely think that that's a thing.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think that that's a good place to leave off.
Yeah, I think that we have come to the end of this segment. Kind of beat it a little bit
We
to
might.
a dead horse.
We might lead into some other stuff on the next episode.
Yeah, I think that we'll wrap this up, and I think that this might be the end of part 2. So y'all have a great evening, and we will see you on the next episode.
So long.